Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nuril, and now I will discuss about an article, and this article is related with the culture in Indonesia, and I will give my critical view of this article. Okay, so this article is entitled Palang Pintu Betawi Tradition that Once Again Indonesian Colonizers. Okay, let's start discussion. But before we start about our discussion about this article, you can search in Google, in internet, this article. The link I will put the link of this article in description. You can read the article, and then maybe you can analyze the article. Okay, so culture is a view of life of some individuals in the form of attitudes, religious values, and symbolic meanings which they unconsciously receive directly through the process of conversation and repetition from the old generation to the new generation. Jadi kebudayaan adalah sebuah pandangan hidup dari beberapa individu dalam bentuk sikap, nilai religius, dan makna-makna simbol yang tanpa sadar mereka terima secara langsung melalui proses pembicaraan dan pengulangan dari generasi yang lama ke generasi baru. Culture or tradition is something that has existed since ancient times, or you could say it's a habit that is carried out by people repeatedly or continuously from time to time. In Indonesia, there are many tradition or culture because in Indonesia there are many suku. So actually in my region in Majapahit, there are many history, many tradition, but maybe I will not discuss about tradition in my country, I mean in my city, but I will discuss culture in another city in Indonesia. So one of groups, namely the Betawi people, does have a variety of cultures and that contain the moral values of life, and one of them is the implementation of the mantenan. Mantenan is a wedding in English language, contract or marriage of Betawi people. Yes. Jadi bermacam ragam budaya yang mengandung nilai moral kehidupan. Salah satunya adalah pelaksanaan mantenan di masyarakat Betawi. Mantenan itu adalah sebuah pernikahan. Okay. The Betawi community is a society that upholds the value of diversity and similarity among ethnic groups of local and range, regardless of the ethnic and culture from which they come. And Betawi culture holds elements which rely on the meaning of religious values and cultural values. And the local wisdom of the Betawi people is generally manifest in and even in their behavior. That is always the hallmark of the Betawi community. Palang Pintu is one of the cultural tradition of the Betawi, with Marcella as classes is in a series of wedding events between male and female ex-mates. And the Palang Pintu is one of a series of Betawi traditional wedding events which will later hold various kinds of performance such as music art, rhyme contests, martial and competitions, and the reading of prayer and the reading of the holy verses of the Al-Quran. One series of events, Palang Pintu presents pantun and pencaksilat, is performance which is present in a Betawi traditional wedding ceremony, and the Palang Pintu itself has a meaning where it is a condition for men who are getting married. And the local wisdom applied by the Betawi people is very deep, which later becomes a culture that has a various colors and interesting things. In the Palang Pintu tradition, there is a strong religious element in Betawi and culture which cannot be separated from the arrival of Islam to the Betawi people. Okay, so according to my view, or dari pandangan saya, my critical mind, my critical own, actually a unique culture like this should really be preserved, harus dilestarikan. So that is down to become extinct, tidak punah, only becomes a story in past, or until a culture like this claimed by other countries. And of all that, so each region of suku has its own unique. If there is no culture or custom, a tribe will look tasteless because the true tribe must have its own. Jadi, I think my critical own about this article is seharusnya budaya seperti ini itu harus dilestarikan agar tidak punah atau hanya menjadi cerita di masa lalu saja dan juga diklaim oleh negara lain. Jadi budaya yang unik seperti Palang Pintu ini harus benar-benar dijaga oleh masyarakat itu sendiri atau oleh orang-orang yang ada di Indonesia ini. Okay, that's all my review and my critical own about this article. Okay, don't forget to search the article. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.